Man, damn. What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. 100 years of leisure. Had to cut this one out because the one I just made was too long, too long, too long. Anyway, I was raised by my grandparents, so I have an old school mentality. So sometimes when I look at myself, just at these videos, I don't realize I give off that energy, that hard-nosed energy. That's just who I am. I'm a clown too, but whatever. It is what I learned that from my grandparents too. But I say that as a caveat in the title to say this: if my grandparents had all the technology that we have to this day, they would slap the shit out of us for the complaints we make. I mean, real talk. I'm like, I had to drop out of school in the 2nd grade to work on a farm to put food on the table. I had to learn how to fix cars, when I was 8 years old, and do roofing and bricklaying and how you laying foundations and working concrete, and had to go off to war when I was 18 or 16. You know what I'm saying? Got shot at to come back to a country, get treated like shit, and get in a build and become successful, and get ran out of town because people didn't like me to have money, so they ran me out of town and tried to kill me and stole all my shit. And then when I went somewhere else, they said, why don't you pick yourself up by your bootstraps? And you got all of this technology that you can make various streams of income using from the comfort of your home if you choose, and you complaining because what you want to do with your life is you want to be a success and ball so people can see you, show that you got money. You want to show everybody you went to the mall and you bought some Prada shoes, show how great you are at life. You want to go on vacation in what you would call a 3rd world country a couple of years ago, and sit on a beach resort, take pictures, and order room service. But you never interact with the people there because, oh my God, they're poorer than you. And you're so much better human being than they are because you take Instagram photos of you doing nothing. Yay. My grandparents would slap the fuck out of you. You bought a car. You made the payments on it. You paid it off. You didn't keep the car. You traded in the car and upgraded to another car. And you gotta pay payments again because you want to look fly for motherfuckers that you don't even know. And even if you did know, what the fuck? You bought a car so they could say you got a nice car. What the fuck? Does it work? No. No. You bought jewelry just to say, look at my jewelry. It says that I got more money than average people. What? You wanted to get money so you can go to a restaurant and take a picture of the fucking food. You took a picture of the food. Okay. You want to go to Whole Foods and take pictures of Whole Foods because Whole Foods cost more than grocery store food. People are out here actually trying to make an impact on people's lives. And people think it's their job, their skill, to show you all the leisurely shit. Now I bring this up to say because this. I remember a couple of times people told me how I could grow my YouTube page, right? because maybe that'll generate more money. I get it. I ain't mad at you, but I'm gonna break something down to y'all. People don't gravitate to the shit I talk about. Okay, for one, I knew something was up. This is a hobby for me personally, just to get my thoughts out. I got a lot of different hobbies. I wrote a book. I'll talk about the book in a couple weeks. You know, so don't think I just do this. Like, I wrote a book, and I'm gonna write some more books. I did a couple of albums. I do have a job. Okay, let's get that square. I have a podcast. You know, and these things have been going on for years. The book is new because I just published the book maybe on Father's Day. But I did a lot of others in my past. I did a lot of other stuff too. But you know, right now those are my. And of course, you know, I work out I do all my yard work and all that. Last week I did my roof, and I got plans to keep cooking, add more recipes, and possibly open up a restaurant in the next 3 to 5 years. So, and I say all that to say this. And the reason I say all that is because when I was talking about YouTube is because here's the thing about YouTube. When I saw a person who had hundreds of thousands of videos sitting in the garage drinking a jug of olive oil that was about this fucking big, and people were just gravitating to that shit, I knew something was wrong. When I saw people put up racist videos of cartoon black people with EBT cards and walking around with guns and drugs, and they get millions of videos and thousands of likes in relative days, I knew something was wrong. When I saw twerk videos, just millions and millions of views, I knew something was wrong. When I saw black YouTubers who had, no, I ain't gonna say black. It was like Essence of Ebony magazine had a YouTube page. It had 0 subscribers, like 200 views, and like 500-600 comments from different people. I knew something was up. So as far as growing on YouTube, I hate to break the news to y'all, but unless you're doing leisurely stuff or stuff that depicts you in a negative way, you know, you're probably gonna be an anomaly with that. Just being real talk, and I ain't just black. I'll tell you why I say that. I used to watch TED Talks a lot. They never got a lot of views. I would watch a lot of intellectual stuff. I'm watching the penny stocks from time to time now. They don't get a lot of views compared to, you know, comedy skits, people eating chicken, fitness videos, news. Okay, in news there's an avenue if you're doing spin on the news. Regular commentary about life and ingenious stuff, not so much. If you're doing ignorant shit like smoking weed on camera, oh yeah, you know, if you want to get drunk and you want to see, you know, more drinks, oh yeah, all leisurely shit. So to me, this cracks me up of 100 years of leisure, because people are complaining about their lives, why their lives are unfulfilled, and part of what I'm saying is, and I might have went a lot of different places, I get it, but a part of that problem is this. You know, people complain about even feminism is some leisurely shit to me, because feminists don't want to do shit. They want men to do all the shit, and they feel like because they're feminist, they're entitled to not do anything and get everything. Bullshit, you know. But going back to that, what I was about to say was my grandparents may not have had the best relationships, even the gender war shit. But the one thing I can say about my grandparents' generation was they were real with each other. They were real. Like, we gotta Google what the fuck real is because there's too many fake motherfuckers out here. That's how I look at it. Now, same thing with the black community, right? Leisure. You want to be a success. You want to be successful. You want to be a millionaire. Now, I understand racism holding you down. I'm not even going to lie and say it's not, because it is. But do you want to... But people online telling you to build a business, and they built businesses, but they won't tell you how to do it. Yeah, you need to get out there. How did you get where you at? That's none of your business. Or stop telling people that they need to do some shit, but you don't tell them how you did it so they can have a blueprint. Because see, that's all of this success hoarding and all this success hoarding and attention terrorism is killing everybody. We need to work as a unit. We need to work together. We need to work together. How we gonna work together if you trying to get it all so you can go on fucking vacation for the rest of your life and tell everybody they need to get it together, but you never told them how you did it? Because God forbid they might be successful too, and oh my God, can't have two successful people. No, you don't. That can multiply into 4, 8, and then 16, and oh my God, I'm not gonna be the anomaly black person anymore. That's what's going on. My grandparents, we talked about this stuff before. Some people out here say America's fallen. Well, America was built on murder and slavery so people could be leisurely at somebody else's expense. This is why I'm making this video. People got killed because somebody wanted to live the good life but didn't want to work for it. That's why people look at white people when they say stuff like people need to work hard. Like, shut the fuck up. You stole a fucking country. You murdered people. You put people in slavery. You ain't fucking worked hard yet. That's just a fact. That's why I talked about businesses set up the same way. A lot of people say they're working hard at business, and some people actually are. And I'm gonna tell you something. Hard-working people who are entrepreneurs, business people, and people who are just in positions, they're not cool. They at odds, because they like, I gotta do all this shit and you just run around here copping a paycheck, acting like you doing shit. No, leisurely ass bitch. I ain't work hard to be around your punk ass. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take your business, your customers from you, because you don't need them. You don't need them. You don't know what the fuck you doing. That's how I look at it. But this is why the educational system sucks. This is why it's why parenting sucks. And just like people say the black community is bad, you got all these people making babies with all these thugs, but okay, well, you're not a thug, you're an educated person, you say you got it all together, why don't you have babies? Well, it's got to be a perfect situation, and if it's never perfect, I'm never having kids. So thus, even though I'm smart and intelligent and I know the black community is screwed and they need more people like me, I won't produce more people like me because I don't want to put in the work and fight against all the odds. No, never, because it should just be given to me. Even people high on the list are too leisurely to put their goddamn back into it, to put their money where their mouth is. And part of what we consider leisure, leisure is what I was talking about with the gun laws earlier, was people think going shoot and kill somebody is actually standing up for your rights. Fuck is you killing somebody that ain't fucking with you, showing a sign that you standing up for yourself and you fighting for something? How the fuck you fighting for something when you killing somebody else who wasn't bothering you? Because you want all the amenities of quote unquote freedom. That's why there is no equality. There's fake ass equality with no equity. Because God forbid if there were equity, other people would have this balanced life or a life of leisure, and you don't want that. It's a race to the top for leisure. And guess what? Leisure is killing everybody because don't nobody know how to do shit for the most part. Men complaining that women don't know how to do shit. Women complaining that men don't know how to do shit. And ain't nobody, and most people are not trying to learn how to do shit. They're hoping that somebody else comes along and got it all together. You know, the 80-20 rule. Let's see the 80% of shit they bringing to the table. And if they got 80%, I can accept the 20 that they not. What the fuck are you bringing to the table? You don't know. Man, I'm out.